Hey guys, Sean Nalawani here, SeanNal.com, bodytransformationtruth.com, and today I wanted to make a quick video to clear up some confusion on the topic of net carbs. They're also sometimes called impact carbs or active carbs. And you've probably seen this before on certain diet foods like protein bars or low-carb snacks, where they will list the total carbohydrate content, but then also specify how many net carbs the product contains. So it might say 20 grams of total carbs, for example, but only 4 of those are net carbs. And the idea here is that even though there are 20 grams of carbohydrate in the product, only 4 of those count toward your daily carb total. So what's the deal here? What are net carbs and how should you go about tracking them? The truth is that the concept of net carbs is, for the most part, just an advertising gimmick. It's a misleading technique where the manufacturer has taken the total carb content and then subtracted the sugar alcohol content and the fiber content. And the reason that they'll give for that is that fiber and sugar alcohols have a minimal effect on blood sugar levels, and so they somehow don't count. However, regardless of their effects on blood sugar, the bottom line is that fiber and sugar alcohols still do contain calories. They're still absorbed by the body and they do contribute to your daily calorie intake. Okay, it is true that insoluble fiber passes through your body without being absorbed, but that's still only going to make up a few grams at most. And the rest, which is the soluble fiber, it does get broken down in the colon and it is reabsorbed by your body as short-chain fatty acids. There's no universal agreement on exactly how much of that fiber is absorbed, but most figures will usually average it out to around 2 calories per gram. And then in the case of sugar alcohols, which don't actually contain alcohol, they're basically like a hybrid between a sugar and alcohol molecule that have a very sweet taste. But sugar alcohols will usually contain anywhere from about 1.5 to 3 calories depending on the type. The only exception is for the sugar alcohol called erythritol, which is almost 0 calorie. It's about 0.2 calories per gram. So yeah, if you really wanted to, you could sit down and you could dissect every single food item that you were eating every day and try to work out exactly how much soluble and insoluble fiber you were eating and how much sugar alcohol you were taking in. And then you could guess how much you were roughly going to absorb. But this is really just a huge overcomplication, and exact calorie counting is never going to be 100% perfect anyway, especially when you start taking into account the thermic effect of food and other factors. So my advice for simplicity's sake is to just count all the carbs on the product label that you're consuming as part of your totals for the day. If you fall for the whole net carb idea, then you can easily end up going overboard on total calories in the big picture. For example, if a particular product had, say, 30 grams of total carbs, but only 10 of those were net carbs, that's 20 grams of carbs that you're not taking into account. Even though the true caloric value of those 20 carbs might be a bit lower, just ignoring a big chunk of carbs like that can easily add up over the long term, especially if you're eating foods like this multiple times a day. I've mentioned this before, but the #1 reason why most people fail with their fat loss program in the long run is that they underestimate how many calories they're truly eating. And so food labels that differentiate between net carbs and total carbs, they only make this problem worse. The only situation where net carbs or active carbs have some application is for diabetics, where controlling blood sugar levels is really important. But for people who are just trying to gain muscle or lose body fat, and who are tracking their calories and macros, just ignore the net carb figure and take all the carbohydrates that you're eating into account. So I hope you guys found this helpful. Make sure to follow me on social media here if you aren't already. You can grab my body transformation blueprint by clicking here or by visiting bodytransformationtruth.com. Link is in the description. The official website is SeanNal.com, and feel free to like, share, comment, and subscribe if you did find the information helpful. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll talk to you again soon.